What's going on? Welcome back to another video. Before we get started, please let me know in the comments where you're watching this video from. This video is going to be specifically for people that have a small business, and this may include barbers, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, whatever the case may be. As long as you're an owner of a business, this video is for you. Okay, so the reason I decided to make this video is because the deadline, as you can see here, is actually September 7th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so I'm going to be filling out this application for you. As I go through the questions, I'm going to be asking myself some of the questions maybe you will be asking yourself as you fill this out. And again, I'm going to be giving a little bit more detailed information as we go through the process. Okay, so this link here, I'm going to be putting this link down in the description. So right now, if you have the time, pause the video and click the link in my description. If you guys can do me a favor, please like this video right now and share this information before it's too late. Okay, so once you get to this link, you're gonna scroll down and you're going to see this grant application that you can see here. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this application, you must submit it by Monday, September 7th at 11:59 p.m. As I mentioned, I'm in Pacific Standard Time, so mine would be at around 9 p.m., 8:59 p.m. For me. So depending on the time zone you're in, please keep that in mind. So I'm going to click the link. And again, here is just some basic terms and conditions. I encourage you to take the time and read this thoroughly. However, it's not too hard to read some of this stuff out. It basically just goes through some instructions about privacy, conflict of interest. You can read through this. It's not nothing too crazy that you shouldn't be able to take care of. And again, so you have to say yes here that you read the terms and conditions, the T's and C's. And so here we're on the second page of this link. Okay, so the first question here, you can see, are you completing this application as a lead business owner? This is basically because you're filling out the application for yourself. You don't have anybody else filling it out for you. And again, so here you would put first name, middle name, last name, simple contact information, primary email for contact, business permanent phone number or business owner's phone number, depending on what phone number you provide. Do you authorize Liz to contact you at the above number via SMS, text if needed? Obviously, in my case, I would probably put yes if I were applying for this grant, which I encourage all of you to do, especially if you have a small business, or again, if you're a barber, Uber driver. I'll go through it a little deeper as we go through the questions. In another page, it gets a little bit more in detail and I'll explain. Okay, so here you'll fill out your legal business name. If you're an Uber driver, for example, and technically you don't have a business name, you would technically just put your own name. Just put, in my case, I would put Byron. That's my name and my last name. Okay, so street address, that's the name of the street address of your business. If you don't have a street address for your business per se, I would just put my own personal home address. Okay, so again, this is pretty easy. So please be sure to stop the video if I'm going a little too fast, but I just want to make sure that you guys take the time and actually apply. This shouldn't take longer than 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 30 if you actually read through everything, double check everything twice, 3 times. So the 7th question here, does the primary business address above serve as registered legal business address? And then I would put yes. Okay, so I just skip to the next one. Structure of business. So you have a couple of choices. So as a corporation, sole proprietorship, limited liability company or LLC, partnership, you can either do general or limited or other. So for example, in another video, if you guys would like me to go through these different types of structures of business, I'd be happy to do that. And but for this example, if you're a barber or Uber driver, just something, I don't want to say out of the ordinary, but just something that's not too general, go ahead and put this. Here you would put self-employed. Literally just type self-employed is how I would type it. So put self-employed. You would put the number of years that you've been in business. Uber driver, let's say you just started. Obviously you do less than 1 year, 1 to 2 years, depending on your situation. So what is your business gross revenue? Obviously this, depending on the person who's filling this out, you would check a box that applies to you. The total number of workers, again, if you have a business, it's pretty self-explanatory as well. Here it's asking for full-time, the number of full-time workers, including yourself, number of part-time workers, including yourself. This one's full-time workers, including yourself. And it just changes the month. So they're essentially the same question. However, it's basically asking different months. So first month it was asking from as of January. Here in this question it's asking as of April, and for part-time workers, again, as of April. And here as of July, you guys get the picture. So, okay, so here you're going to pick the type of industry you're in. In this case, let's say I'm doing a Uber driver in this case, right? So I would do transportation and warehousing. Let me check if this change. Okay, so automatically, if I hit transportation and warehousing, it automatically gives me another subsection. And from here, if I'm an Uber driver, let's say, I would go ahead and put taxi services. Let's hit next. Okay, so here it just wants you to confirm the age. And as you can see, we're already in page 4. We're almost done. It doesn't take too long to complete this application, but again, I urge you to please share this video and share the link in my description, because I will be putting the link down below in order for you to access this application. So, okay, so then gender, depending on what you put. These are all just basic questions for yourself. Okay, by clicking below, please indicate this grant size is useful to your business at this time. Yeah, so you would go ahead and hit 20K. And again, this application can determine your eligibility for you to get between $5,000 to $20,000 in a grant. And a grant basically means it's free money. And so that's a pretty good deal. So I would take the time and apply. Here you're going to, it's pretty general questions. Again, there's nothing too crazy about this. What is the primary purpose of this grant request? You would go ahead and put this: payables, rent, supplies, etc., other operational costs, inventory for ongoing operation, wages and benefits. You pick whatever you would like. Question number 23, you basically go ahead and pick one of these. Obviously, choice number 1, I own commercial property. B, I lease a commercial space for my business. I allocate part of my lease to my home-based business. Obviously, pick the one that applies to you. If you have a business lease, has your landlord offered any rent concession or extensions? Again, these are all pretty basic questions. If you guys have any questions, just leave them down in the comments and I'll do my best to answer as many questions as I can. Okay, so to the best of your knowledge, how does your revenue? Basically asking you to compare your revenue from April 2020 to January 2020. As you know, between around March, April was when the coronavirus pandemic really struck and businesses were told to close. So it just basically wants to know, how has your income been impacted due to this pandemic? Okay, so again, same thing here, but this one just changes to different dates. Again, this is all questions for your business. If you're offering home delivery at this point, because let's say you're a restaurant and you closed, etc. So feel free to take the time with this and pick the one that applies to you. How did you hear about that list business grant program? I would go ahead and put none of the above. Yeah, I guess so. Television. Yeah, I guess none of the above, because you're hearing this from me. So I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like and please share this video. Did you hear about a list small business grant program from a sponsor or a partner? So these are some of the sponsors that are sponsoring this program. Obviously, these are some of the people that donated money in order for people like small business owners, barbers, etc., other people in those types of fields to actually get a chance to get these types of grants. Lockheed Martin, I believe it's an aerospace company, Lowe's, Procter and Gamble, P&G, Sam's Club, Synchrony Bank, Truist Financial, Verizon, Lisk, and or none of the above. Just depends if you heard about this program, which you would probably put none of the above. And okay, so question number 32, I think these are just comments if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and hit next. And okay, so at this point we're at the end of the application. As you guys can see, I pretty much ran through this in around 10 minutes or so, or even less. Again, if you guys have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. Talk amongst each other, please, and see what kind of questions you ran into, what some of the solutions you used to solve your problem. Please share this video, and you guys could drop a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it. So again, if you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask down in the comments. So okay, so once you're done filling everything out, just hit submit and you're ready to go.